Question 73.15. Questioner: the one known as Jesus accumulated 12 disciples. What was his purpose in having these disciples with him? Answer: I am Ra. What is the purpose of teach learning if there be no learned teachers? Those drawn to this entity were accepted by this entity without regard for any outcome. This entity accepted the honor duty placed upon it by its nature and its sense that to speak was its mission. Question 73.16. Questioner: in the exercise of the fire I assume the healer would be working with the same energy that we spoke of as entering through the crown chakra. Is this correct? Answer: I am Ra. This is correct with some additional notation necessary for your thought in continuing this line of study. When the magical personality has been seated in the green ray energy center for healing work, the energy then may be seen to be the crystalline center through which body energy is channeled. Thus this particular form of healing uses both the energy of the adept and the energy of the upward spiraling light. As the green ray center becomes more brilliant, and we would note this brilliance does not imply overactivation but rather crystallization, the energy of the green ray center of the body complex spirals twice, firstly, clockwise from the green ray energy center to the right shoulder through the head, the right elbow, down through the solar plexus, and to the left hand. This sweeps all the body complex energy into a channel which then rotates the great circle clockwise again from right. We correct this instrument, from the left to the feet, to the right hand, to the crown, to the left hand, and so forth. Thus the incoming body energy, crystallized, regularized, and channeled by the adept's personality reaching to the green ray energy center, may then pour out the combined energies of the adept which is incarnate, thus offering the service of healing to an entity requesting that service. This basic situation is accomplished as well when there is an entity which is working through a channel to heal. Question 73.17. Questioner: can you tell me how this transfer of light, I believe it would affect the patient to be healed? Answer: I am Ra. The effect is that of polarization. The entity may or may not accept any percentage of this polarized life energy which is being offered. In the occasion of the laying on of hands, this energy is more specifically channeled and the opportunity for acceptance of this energy similarly more specific. It may be seen that the King's Chamber effect is not attempted in this form of working but rather the addition to one, whose energies are low, of the opportunity for the building up of those energies. Many of your distortions called illnesses may be aided by such means. Question 73.18. Questioner: as a general statement which you can correct, the overall picture, as I see it, of the healer and patient is that the one to be healed has, because of a blockage in one of the energy centers or more, we will just consider one particular problem. Because of this energy center blockage, the upward spiraling light which creates one of the 7 bodies has been blocked from the maintenance of that body, and this has resulted in the distortion from the perfection of that body which we call disease or bodily anomaly which is other than perfect. The healer, having suitably configured its energy centers, is able to channel light, the downward pouring light, though its properly configured energy centers to the one to be healed. If the one to be healed is the mental configuration of acceptance of this light, the light then enters the physical complex and reconfigures the distortion that is created by the original blockage. I am sure that I have made some mistakes in all this. Would you please correct them? Answer: I am Ra. Your mistakes were small. We would not, at this time, attempt a great deal of refinement to that statement as there is preliminary material which will undoubtedly come forward. We may say that there are various forms of healing. In many, only the energy of the adept is used. In the exercise of fire, some physical complex energy is also channeled. We might note further that when the one wishing to be healed, though sincere, remains unhealed, as you call this distortion, you may consider pre-incarnative choices, and your more helpful aid to such an entity may be the suggestion that it meditate upon the affirmative uses of whatever limitations it might experience. We would also note that in these cases the indigo ray workings are often of aid. Other than these notes, we do not wish to further comment upon your statement at this working. Question 73.19. Questioner: it seems to me that the primary thing of importance for those on the service to others path is the development of an attitude which I can only describe as a vibration. This attitude will be developed through meditation, ritual, and the developing appreciation for the creation or creator, which results in a state of mind that could only be expressed by me as an increase in vibration or oneness with all. Could you expand and correct that statement? Answer: I am Ra. We shall not correct this statement, but shall expand upon it by suggesting that to those qualities you may add a living day by day and moment by moment, for the true adept lives more and more as it is. Question 73.20. Questioner: Thank you. Could you tell me of the number of possible energy transfers between two or more mind, body, spirit complexes? Is it very large, or are there few? Answer: I am Ra. The number is infinite, for is not each mind, body, spirit complex unique? Question 73.21. Questioner: Could you define this statement, energy transfer between two mind, body, spirit complexes? Answer: I am Ra. This will be the last full query of this working. This entity still has transferred energy available, but we find rapidly increasing distortions towards pain in the neck, the dorsal area, and the wrists and manual appendages. The physical energy transfer may be done numerous ways. We shall give 2 examples. Each begins with some sense of the self as creator or in some way the magical personality being invoked. This may be consciously or unconsciously done. Firstly, that exercise of which we have spoken, called the exercise of fire. This is, through physical energy transfer, not that which is deeply involved in the body complex combinations. Thusly the transfer is subtle and each transfer unique in what is offered and what is accepted. At this point we may note that this is the cause for the infinite array of possible energy transfers. The second energy transfer of which we would speak is the sexual energy transfer. This takes place upon a non-magical level by all those entities which vibrate green ray active. It is possible, as in the case of this instrument which dedicates itself to the service of the one infinite creator, to further refine this energy transfer. When the other self also dedicates itself in service to the one infinite creator, the transfer is doubled. Then the amount of energy transferred is dependent only upon the amount of polarized sexual energy created and released. They are refinements from this point onward leading to the realm of the high sexual magic. In the realm of the mental bodies there are variations of mental energy transferred. This is, again, dependent upon the knowledge sought and the knowledge offered. The most common mental energy transfer is that of the teacher and the pupil. The amount of energy is dependent upon the quality of this offering upon the part of the teacher, and regards the purity of the desire to serve, and the quality of information offered, and, upon the part of the student, the purity of the desire to learn and the quality of the mind vibratory complex which receives knowledge. Another form of mental energy transfer is that of the listener and the speaker. When the speaker is experiencing mental emotional complex distortions towards anguish, sorrow, or other mental pain, from what we have said before, you may perhaps garner knowledge of the variations possible in this transfer. The spiritual energy transfers are at the heart of all energy transfers, as a knowledge of self and other self as creator is paramount, and this is spiritual work. The varieties of spiritual energy transfer include those things of which we have spoken this day as we spoke upon the subject of the adept. Are there any brief queries before we leave this working? Question 73.22. Questioner: Only if there is anything we can do to improve the comfort of the instrument and the contact, and secondly, is there anything that you wish not published in today's session? Answer: I am Ra. We call your attention to 2 items. Firstly, it is well that the candle which spirals 10 degrees each working be never allowed to gutter, as this would cause imbalance in the alignment of the appurtenances in their protective role for this instrument. Secondly, we might suggest attention to the neck area so that the cushion upon which it is supported be more comfortable. This difficulty has abbreviated many workings. We thank you, my friends, for your conscientiousness and your fastidiousness with regard to these appurtenances which, as our workings proceed, seems to be increasing. Secondly, your decisions are completely your own as to that material which you may wish published from this working. I am Ra. I leave you glorying in the love and in the light of the one infinite Creator. Go forth, then, rejoicing in the power and in the peace of the one infinite Creator. Adonai.